Yesterday, there was supposed to be a really big Nintendo Direct about Switch games and 3DS games that were coming out in the near future, and then it got delayed due to a horrible earthquake that happened in Japan. Nintendo wasn't directly affected by this as a company. I'm sure they had some people and friends and family and stuff that live there who were affected by this. It was absolutely the right move to delay that Direct. I had thought that I was going to sit down and do a predictions video for that Direct yesterday, but every time I tried to record it, it just didn't feel right. Nintendo delayed their video, there was this horrible thing that happened in Japan, and I just felt icky trying to just move on as if nothing had happened. So rather than make a video, I posted a graphic explaining why I wasn't doing a video, and now today is that video. But of course, a lot of the stuff about the Nintendo Direct has leaked just due to Nintendo not having successfully taken down everything that they were going to be doing yesterday. So doing a predictions video seems kind of like cheating. So instead, I'm going to talk about what I hope is going to happen in the video instead of what I think is going to happen in the video. Not everything's leaked, clearly, so there's still stuff that we haven't heard about. I need Animal Crossing Switch. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is a fine game. I played it for a month or two, but it just kept asking me to spend money, and I don't like spending money on free-to-play games. I'd much rather just give you $10 like I did for Super Mario Run and own the game and have access to everything. Considering they changed the format of the game to be free-to-play, where it's going to constantly ask you about stuff, the game's not bad. It's a perfectly fine representation of what Animal Crossing is on the DS and the 3DS, and heck, even way back on the GameCube with the original. But it's still not actually Animal Crossing. They've taken things out and placement of being able to ask you for money, and that's how free-to-play games work. I get it. I didn't expect it to be anything different. What I didn't expect is that it was going to be so heavy-handed about asking for money. You can do everything the game has to offer without spending a dime, but it's slow. It's a constant grind, and there's a constant reminder that items only exist for a certain amount of time, just like in the real game. But in this case, if you want to get all of the items, you have to shell out actual money to be able to get them before they go away, unlike in the actual game where you just go harvest some more fruit and sell it. Now, Animal Crossing Switch is not something that's shown up in the leaks, so I'm not sure what the chances are that it's actually going to show up. I hope they're good. Nintendo has said repeatedly Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is not meant to replace an actual Animal Crossing game for Switch. So I know it's out there. They're working on it. It's being developed. We just don't know anything about it. We don't even know if it's going to be on the Switch. It might come out for the 3DS for all we know. I don't think that's real likely, but they keep releasing 3DS games, so who really knows? I also really want to hear something about an F-Zero game. Yes, F-Zero is a niche product. Is it niche or niche? I don't actually know. N-I-C-H-E. It's that. It's a product that only a very certain select few people enjoy, and it's never really caught the world on fire. I don't even know that you could say that it's sold well enough for Nintendo to care about it. Captain Falcon's part of Smash Brothers, so the series is always on someone's mind, even if that someone is just a Smash Brothers player who does not care about F-Zero. And there are people who are interested in this. The GameCube version sold pretty well, but it was on the GameCube. There weren't millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of GameCubes out there like there are Switches right now, and like there are clearly going to be more Switches. Same thing with the N64 and the Super Nintendo version. Yeah, the Super Nintendo was hugely successful for its time, but not like consoles sell today. The possibility for huge sales is so much bigger now than it ever was at the height of F-Zero's popularity. There's clearly a desire for games like this. Fast Racing Neo or Remix or whatever that's called. It was on the Wii U, and then it got a port to the Switch, and it's a really good game. I don't know how popular it was, but someone developed it, so somebody clearly likes that style of game. And there are other games similar to F-Zero that have come out, but none of them are as good as F-Zero. None of those other games, though, have quite the polish that the F-Zero series has had. The Super Nintendo game was a great first run of it, a little proof of concept, if you will. It was a lot of fun. It didn't have a lot of features because it was the first game that they'd ever tried like that. And then on the N64, F-Zero X was a fantastic game. Nintendo was just perfecting that formula. And then when Sega took over development of F-Zero GX for the GameCube, it was perfect. And if anyone knows speed, it's Sega. So just throw a few bucks at Sega, ask them to make another F-Zero game. Shoot, you could even take F-Zero GX, make it high definition, add online support, and change absolutely nothing else about that game. I would buy it in a heartbeat. Do I think F-Zero is going to show up at this thing? It hasn't been in the leaks, and to be honest with you, I'm just not convinced Nintendo is super interested in the series anymore, so I'm not really sure. While we're talking about F-Zero though, a buddy of mine made a video where he's got this idea of how Sega could take the F-Zero series and kind of mesh this Yakuza-like gameplay portion to it. I never played the Yakuza series, so I wasn't really able to follow where he was going with it when he used all of his examples. It's a really good video. You should definitely check it out. I also think it's about time they showed us Metroid Prime 4. Give us a couple of screenshots and just run with that. The reason I bring up Metroid Prime 4 though isn't because I'm wanting to see gameplay footage of that game. I am. What I really want to see them come out with is the Metroid Prime trilogy for Switch. Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were on the GameCube, and then 3 Corruption came out for the Wii, and it had motion controls, and those motion controls in it were amazing. And later on, Nintendo released a limited edition version that had Metroid Prime 2, and Metroid Prime 3 all on one Wii disc with the motion controls added to Metroid Prime 1 and 2. And it was amazing. The game feels so good, and the atmosphere and music are just phenomenal, and it would make a perfect addition to the Switch. Just take the trilogy from the Wii, put it on the Switch. You can already download it from the eShop on the Wii U, and if you haven't played the game, it's great. I think it's like $20 on there, which is a fantastic deal for 3 amazing games. But just imagine if they put this thing on the Switch, you've got the motion control with the Joy-Con. You could even, since Metroid Prime 1 and 2 already were just regular controls, port those controls over to 3, and then that way you can play the game in handheld mode. I'm not sure how well Metroid Prime 3 would work using an analog stick to control your gun instead of the motion control, since the game was designed around motion controls. And it's not like they just replaced hitting a button with waggling like they did in Mario Galaxy or The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This is much more involved than it is on any of those other games, but I think it could be done. It might be a little bit cumbersome, but it could definitely be done, and I would love to see that. Heck, make it a pre-order bonus. Metroid Prime 4, you get this cartridge or, a download code. That would be a fantastic deal, and I think it would really, really, really be a nice treat for all of us Metroid Prime fans who have been waiting for more of this series for so long. This hasn't been confirmed in any of the leaks yet, but I think there's a pretty high possibility that we're going to get other Wii U games to the Switch, like Super Mario Bros. U. The Wii U train on Switch, that's going to keep going. It's games that they already have out that for the vast majority of Switch owners are probably new. I know a lot of people go like, well, I don't want all this old dumb stuff that was on the Wii U. Like, we already had that. Most people who have a Switch have not played these games. If they have, it was over at a friend's house for a couple of minutes while they were at a party, and that was the extent of it. All it means is more really good games that were on a system that no one played, that are now on a system that a lot of people have and are now able to enjoy, so keep them coming, Nintendo. I would love to see stuff about Switch Online, but I just don't think that's going to happen in this Nintendo Direct. The announcement said it's specifically for Switch and 3DS games, no mention of Nintendo Online. I think we're going to get a Nintendo Direct dedicated to the online service. We might even get it the day that the online service goes live. Oh, hey, by the way, this thing is available now. It's supposed to come out this month, and this month is slowly trucking along, and we haven't heard anything, so that's what I think's going on with the online. I don't think we're going to see that in this Direct. So what do you want to see out of this Nintendo Direct? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to post more stuff over there and be a little bit more interactive, and I think that's a really good way for people to be able to let me know what they think, give me ideas for videos. Please go visit my Patreon page. There's not a whole lot over there, but it is a real easy way to be able to support the channel if you want to do more than just subscribe and share. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I love you, and I will see you in the next video.